Hello, everyone. Hope you're all having a great day. I'm Ramnandan Krishnamurthy from the Cosmos DB team, and I'm super excited to connect with all of you again at Build. I'm sure all of you attended the opening keynote this morning, where we announced the category-defining HTAP capability on Azure called Synapse Link. And in this session, we have my colleague, Sri Chintala, a program manager on the Cosmos DB team, to do a deep dive into Synapse Link. Before we get started, a couple of points. One of the great things about this build being a virtual one is that we get to make it more interactive for you. So please ask a lot of questions of the chat. We have our colleagues from the Cosmos DB and Synapse Analytics teams behind the scenes ready to answer your questions. And in the last 10 minutes, I'll pick some interesting questions for us to have a little chat. Over to you, Sri.
Thank you so much, Ram. So good morning. So welcome everyone, and thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. I'm very excited to walk you through one of our biggest announcements of Build this year. And like Ram mentioned, if you've attended today's morning keynote session, you must have heard an announcement on Synapse Link for Cosmos DB, and I've seen a pretty cool demo from Rohan Kumar, our CVP of Azure Data, on the same. So in this session, I would like to dive into a little bit more details about what Synapse Link for Cosmos DB is and how now it enables us to build near real-time HTAP solutions using Azure Cosmos DB and Azure Synapse Analytics. With that, let's just jump right in. So if you take a look at the last 2 decades, with the evolution of the internet, the needs of apps and services have also drastically changed. So if you look at today's modern apps and services, they're expected to be super fast, they're expected to be highly available, and they're expected to serve customers wherever they are across the globe. With this needs and requirements in mind, Cosmos DB was designed for modern apps and services. Azure Cosmos DB is a fully managed, fast NoSQL database service with limitless scale. It's optimized for mission-critical transactional workloads and provides low latency read and writes, finite of availability, and turnkey global distribution. But this is just first part of the story. In today's data-driven world, all of the businesses have the need to run near real-time analytics on top of their operational data in Cosmos DB. This will then allow them to unlock powerful insights and optimize their downstream business processes and unlock new opportunities. So the question is, how do I run near real-time operational analytics at scale? There are 2 ways to do this. The first way is you can run analytics directly on the top of your Cosmos DB database. This means you're using the same database system for both your transactional workloads and your analytical workloads. This is fine if you have small volumes of data, but if your application produces large volumes of data, or as you accumulate data in your Cosmos DB database across a few months or several years, running analytics on the same system can cause a performance impact to your transactional workloads. This is generally because if you look at a typical analytical query, it scans through huge volumes of data and can be resource intensive. This means this might have an impact on your mission critical transactional workloads, which we do not want. So in order to avoid this, what we see our customers do today is they set up pipelines. They extract the data from Cosmos DB periodically, transform this data into a format that's more suitable for analytics, and put it in a data lake. Once you have your data in the data lake in a format that's friendly for running analytics, you can now use Synapse Spark and Synapse SQL to enrich this data, to clean this data, transform this data, and finally using Synapse SQL, you're able to serve this data to analytics or to do reporting and so forth. While the system of separating your OLTP and OLAP workloads overcomes the challenge of having a performance hit on your transactional workloads, there's a certain latency involved here. Just because you extract your data once every few hours or once every few days, there's a latency that is involved. There's a latency that comes with it, and your time to insights is much higher. To overcome this challenge and to make this process even simpler, we're super excited to introduce Azure Synapse Link for Cosmos DB. Azure Synapse Link is a cloud-native HTAP solution that aims to break down the barriers that existed between OLTP and OLAP systems. With Synapse Link for Cosmos DB, now with just one single click, you're able to run real-time data analytics on top of your top of your operational data sitting in Cosmos DB without any performance impact on your transactional workloads or without having to set up any ETL pipelines. This is game changing, guys, and we're very, very excited to bring this capability to you. So how does this work? What's the magic here? Let's take a look. So if you're using Cosmos DB today, as your operational data comes into your Cosmos DB container, it sits in a row-oriented format on a transactional store. This transactional store is optimized to help your transactional reads, writes, and operational queries perform to its best. But now with Synapse Link, we're introducing a new Cosmos DB analytical store. This analytical store is separate from the transactional store and is a fully isolated column store. So what this means is, as your data comes into your transactional store, Cosmos DB will automatically convert it into a column-oriented format and make it available for analytics in near real time within minutes in your analytical store. So this analytical store here is fully managed by Cosmos DB. This means you don't have to set up any ETL pipelines. There's no performance impact to your transactional workloads, and you're now able to run analytics on your operational data within few minutes, whereas previously it took several hours or days. Now, once I have my data in the analytical store in a column-oriented format, I'm ready to run analytics on this. And the way I do it is now with the native integration Synapse Link brings between Cosmos DB and Synapse Analytics, I can spin up either a Spark cluster, or using Synapse SQL Serverless from Synapse Analytics, I can directly query this data sitting in my analytical store. With this, our customers are now able to build machine learning pipelines, do big data analytics, build real-time BI dashboards all over their operational data in Cosmos DB without any performance impact and without having to set up ETL pipelines. So all of you must think this is great, but how does it work? So let's jump into a demo. So for today's demo, we've taken a retail scenario. So for this particular scenario, we have a retailer who's looking to build a new modern age supply chain management on top of Cosmos DB. This supply chain management system tracks retail operations across thousands of stores around the globe and also tracks inventory sold across hundreds of product SKUs. So to show the power of Synapse Link, what we're going to see in today's demo is we're going to see how we can build an end-to-end sales forecasting pipeline and also how we can build responsive intelligence pipelines on top of your operational data in Cosmos DB. So now if you've used Cosmos DB before, most of you must be familiar with this. I'm in my Cosmos DB Data Explorer, and what we've done is we've modeled our supply chain operational data across 3 different containers. So I have a product container, I have a retail sales container, and I have a store demographics container. So if I go into the retail sales container, this is pretty much all of my sales transactions happening across thousands of stores around the world coming into Cosmos DB. And if I look at a sample data set, we can see that this provides information like what is the product being sold, what's the price point, what's the quantity, and so forth. And it has some other metadata information. So similarly, the product and the store demographics containers have some metadata about the products, and the store demographics container has information like some user information about the people coming into the stores, how far a store is located from a data warehouse, from a warehouse, and so forth. So with this information, now the question is, how do I run analytics? So it's as simple. All you need to do is, while creating a new container, you'll have an option that says enable analytical store. So all it takes is a single click. Now with a single click, with a single click, now you're able to create an analytical store, and all of your data from your transactional store, which I was just previously showing you here will be available in the Analytical store to run analytics on top of. So here, if I go to the metrics tab, just to point you to the scale of data we're dealing with, we have about 600 terabytes of data sitting in this particular retail Cosmos DB database account. And we can see that we have about 15 million transactions happening per second. And Cosmos DB, like we've previously spoken about, is able to scale and deal with this capacity and incoming requests. So now if I move over, now the next thing is, now that we've enabled Analytical store on this particular, sorry, just give me 1 second. Now that I have enabled Analytical store over my container, now all I need to do is come into my Synapse workspace and I'll be able to query this data in the Analytical store either using Synapse Spark or Synapse SQL Serverless. So this is how my Synapse workspace looks like. And if I go into the data tab, all I need to do is click on the connect symbol here, and I'm able to connect to my Cosmos DB database account. So the one we just saw, the one we just saw is a SQL API account. So I choose that. And then I enter all the relevant Cosmos DB database, like what's my account name, the database name, and so forth, and click connect. That's it. So I've already linked the database we've just seen with the 3 containers. And since I've done that, as soon as I do that, I can see that all of my containers and database appear here. So I'm able to see my retail sales container, the store demographics, and the product containers here. Now, if I right click here, I'm able to see the different actions I can perform. So either I can do a new SQL script or a new notebook. So for today's scenarios, let's take a look at how I can create real-time responsive Power BI dashboards from within Synapse Workspace that query the data that sit in my Analytical store. So if you see, I can create a view, I can do different things from within a SQL script. So what I've done is I've just created, in interest of time, I've previously created a SQL script that will be able to create views over my data in Analytical store. So if you see what I'm doing, what I did here is I created a retail Cosmos DB database, and I'm creating views across the 3 containers. So I'm creating a product view, I'm creating a store demographics view, a retail sales view, and so forth. So once you create these views, if you go back to your database, go back to your data pane, and if you go to the workspace, you can see the database we've just created here. You have a retail Cosmos DB database, and if you expand it, you can see the views we've just created. Once you created this views, now you can run T-SQL queries against your NoSQL data sitting in Cosmos DB. This is just extremely powerful, and there was no previously this just was not possible. So once we have this views, what I want to do is I want to build Power BI dashboards. So from within Synapse Workspace, you can connect to your Power BI account, which I've already done, and I've created a sample report here. So from within the Develop tab, you will have an option that says Power BI, and if you go here, you can create Power BI reports. So what we have here is using the views we've previously created, I created some 2 sample reports. So the first one shows us the trends in revenue over a few weeks. And the second one, also along with the revenue trends, it's showing us how certain products are performing. So if you look at the visualizations and fields here, there are certain additional things you can do. So you're able to see all of your 3 SQL views you've created, and you can see all the other visualizations you can build on top of this. Now, I won't go into too much details about how BI is done, but I think you kind of got the point about how simple it is to now build real-time reports on top of your operational data. Now, let's take a look at how I can create an end-to-end sales forecasting pipeline. So similarly, if you go back to this tab, if you go back to your data tab, when you right click on your Cosmos DB container, similar to how you have an option to create SQL script, you can also create a new notebook. And we also, to make it easier, we've provided some common gestures on what you'll be able to do. You can, for example, you can load data to a data frame, you can create a Spark table, and so forth. Now, going back to Develop, if I go back to the Develop tab, I've similarly, like the SQL script, I've also created a notebook which does end-to-end sales forecasting for us here. So what this notebook essentially is doing is it's querying our Cosmos DB database, which we've connected to our Synapse account, and creating Spark tables across the three of our containers. So in this, if you look at my particular cells here, I'm creating a new retail sales Spark table over my Cosmos DB container. And similarly, I've created three other Spark tables for our demographics container and for our products container. So once we've created these containers, using Spark SQL, we're able to join data across all of these three Cosmos DB containers and do some aggregates. So in this particular query, I'm joining the three containers and I'm doing an aggregation. Now, once I have this rich set of data, I can give this data to my data scientist who can then train machine learning models. So again, without ever having to leave your Synapse workspace, you're also able to do ML models. So in this particular case, we've used Azure ML to do forecasting. So without going into too much details, so what we are essentially doing here is after we extracted our data from the analytical store, using this data, we're training our machine learning model. So what I'm doing here is I'm splitting my data set into a trained data set and a test data set. And using AutoML in this next cell, what we're doing is we're leveraging AutoML to do the training. So I'm telling AutoML that, hey, I want to build I want to do forecasting, and AutoML automatically runs our training data set across multiple models. So in this particular case, if you can see that AutoML has run about 30 different models and scored all of these models, and automatically can also pick the best model for us. And in this particular case, we can see that it picked a random forest regressor as the one that performed the best. So now we've trained the model, but we also want to see how it actually performs. And to just sort of show you the visualizations you can do, we are testing this model, which AutoML said, hey, this is your best model for forecasting based on the training data set we've given it. Now we're going to run the same model against our test data set. This model has never seen this, so and we're plotting this. So we're running this model against a test data set, and what we did here is we plotted a visualization of how the model is doing. So you can see that the green line is actual sales, and the blue dots are the prediction, and we can see that this is fairly close. In this way, in this seamless manner, you're now able to do end-to-end sales forecasting and build near real-time pipelines on top of your operational data with just like a single click. So with that, now this has given you an idea of how you can build a forecasting pipeline. Similarly, you can also build recommendation engines. You can do predictive maintenance, and there's so many use cases Synapse Link for Cosmos DB can now empower. And I think I'm talking on the whole of Cosmos DB engineering team and the Synapse engineering team to say that we are very excited to bring you this capability, and we truly believe that our customers can now build seamless HTAP solutions using Azure Synapse Link. With that, I'm going to give it back to Ram for any questions. We hope you've enjoyed this session, and let's do some Q&A.
That was absolutely brilliant, Shri. I'll give you a second to catch your breath and probably get a glass of water.
I'm just going to take a sip of water as well. Yeah.
A lot of interesting questions on chat. I've picked some interesting questions, so let's kind of go through them, right? And I'm going to read them out. Let's see. So the first question, a good one here. Do we need to allocate RUs separately for the analytical store compared to the transactional store in Cosmos DB?
A great question. So if for the folks who's listening in the audience, if you've used Cosmos DB before, you know that we have a concept of a request unit. So you can think of it as a request unit as a currency for throughput in the Cosmos DB world, and that's how you're used to dealing with your Cosmos DB transactional workloads. But for the analytical store itself, and there is no need to provision RUs, the pricing model will be a little bit different. So for the analytical store, the pricing model is going to be a consumption-based model, and you will be only charged for the data you store and for the transactions you do against the analytical store. And you can find more details on this on the Azure pricing page.
Awesome. So another question here, how long does it take to replicate the data from the transactional store to the analytical store within Cosmos DB?
Got it. So like I've mentioned, all of the synchronization from the transactional store to the analytical store, this includes your inserts, updates, deletes, all of this is fully managed by Cosmos DB, and the latency and the expected latency is going to be within 5 minutes. So within 5 minutes, you're going to have all of your data available in a column-oriented format in the analytical store, whereas previously if you take today's traditional ETL pipelines where you have a different OLTP and OLAP systems, this typically took several hours or even a few days to have your data ready for analytics, whereas now you're going to have it in an analytical friendly format in just a few minutes.
Right. And I guess this is that core value prop here, right? Which
Correct.
is you can run analytics wherever your data is without moving this data around so much.
Exactly.
And the next question is, Cosmos DB is known for its turnkey global distribution. How does global distribution work in the context of Synapse Link?
Again, this is another fantastic question. So for the users who previously used Cosmos DB, one of our biggest value props is global distribution. So the idea is to be able to put the data closer to the users wherever they are. So if you're using a multi-region, if you're using a globally distributed Cosmos DB setup where you have multiple regions, now all of your data, all of your analytical data will also be globally replicated. That means each container in each of the regions will both have a locally replicated transactional and analytical store. So now you're using Synapse Analytics, you can spin up Azure Synapse Analytics in one of these regions and run analytics against a local copy of your data.
Awesome. So I guess a related question would be, so you said you can run analytics over the data directly, right? What if I wanted to join the data, which is in Cosmos DB, with other data sources within my Spark or SQL serverless runtimes in Synapse?
Some great questions here, yeah. So that's totally possible with Synapse Link. So what, like you saw from within the Synapse workspace, there is a way for you to add different data sources, and how we saw that you can add Cosmos DB. Similarly, you're able to also, let's say, add your data lake or your blob store. Now, once you have your different data sources connected in Synapse, you can pull out this data and join data across different sources. So now this is very powerful capability. So that means if you have some of your data sitting in your Cosmos DB analytical store, but you want to enrich this data with some other, some other data in, let's say, a data lake, that's totally possible.
Awesome. And I think that's what Rohan showed us in the keynote
Yep.
this morning, right? Where you can, it's not just data in a data lake, but pretty much you have data in SAP elsewhere. You can bring that together and enrich your data for analytics.
Exactly.
In Synapse, in the context of Synapse Link.
Yep.
And I guess another follow-up question for that would be, so after I've enriched this data and I've aggregated this data, can I write the results post-aggregation from Synapse back into the analytical store of Cosmos DB?
Okay, so if I understand correctly, you're asking me that, hey, I've run my aggregations in Synapse. Now, where do I write back this results? Is that correct?
Yeah. So like, what if I wanted to store this data as a serving layer somewhere? Like,
got it. So once you pull out this data from your analytical store, you do your aggregations either using Spark or SQL serverless. Once the aggregated results itself, you cannot write back to the analytical store. So the analytical store is a read-only store. What you can do is, because of the native integration between Synapse and Cosmos DB, you can now directly write this results, your aggregation results, into a different Cosmos DB transactional store container as a serving layer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so so to kind of summarize, you don't essentially write back to your analytical store, but you write back to a different transactional container where you can serve the data.
That makes total sense. That makes total sense. And the Cosmos DB transactional store has this time to live capability, right? Does this apply to the analytical store as well?
Yeah. So again, if you're familiar with Cosmos DB, you might know about this concept called time to live. which is basically a knob to deal with data retention. So using the time to live property, you can say that, hey, I want to retain my data for a couple of days, a couple of months, up to you. And once that time period expires, Cosmos DB will automatically delete that data from the transactional store. And that's what most of you are familiar with. Now, with the analytical store will have its own TTL knob. And using the analytical TTL knob, you're able to set the data retention policies of your analytical store independent from the transactional store. In one way, this now enables you to do archival and data retention. So let's say if you want to have your data in your transactional store only for a few days or months, you can do that. And with analytical store enabled, you always have a copy of your data in analytical store, and then you can independently manage the retention needs of your analytical store using the analytical time to live.
That makes total sense, because I would expect that typically for analytics, you would do you would do it over a much larger data set than your
Exactly. So by just to add to what Ram said, typically you don't want to store a lot of data in your transactional store, especially let's say if you have an IoT setup, you essentially don't want all of your data, huge volumes of data sitting in your transactional store for a long period, so you can just expire that data, but you still have all of your data in your analytical store and you can run analytics on top of that.
Makes sense. And then this question is, Cosmos DB is a NoSQL database, right, which is schema agnostic.
Right.
And typical analytic systems in Synapse are schematized. So
Yep.
how do you handle the schema of the analytical store when you have a schema agnostic NoSQL APIs?
This is a really good question, and most of the audience who are probably familiar with setting up these pipelines will know this pain. So pretty much all of your data in any NoSQL database does not have any schema, but any analytics engine, let it be Spark or SQL Serverless, require your data to have some schema. And with Analytical Store, what we're actually doing is we're doing that schema inference automatically for you, and it's fully managed by Cosmos DB, so you don't have to deal with that schema inference and storages format. We will do all of that schema inferencing is automatically done for you.
That is amazing. And I guess I'll wrap it up with one final question: will Synapse Link be expanded to other Azure database services other than Cosmos DB?
Absolutely. We're really excited to introduce Synapse Link for Cosmos DB at this build. And sort of Cosmos DB is pioneering this HTAP solution, but definitely we see the use where a lot of other operational databases within the Azure data ecosystem can benefit from this. And we hope to bring this true native HTAP solutions and expand on it in the future to other databases as well.
Great. I think this was a great session, Sri, and I'm sure everyone learned a lot, and they're going to go take this and put this to use right after build. So thank you everyone for making it here. On screen, you can see some of the additional Cosmos DB and Synapse Analytics sessions which are happening after this. And also, we do recommend, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and tweet at us at any time. We're always there for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for joining.